Guys, hopefully you are doing well and welcome again. We have completed half part of this question, and that was general. Whatever the transaction was present in our question from January 1 to January 31, what we have done, we have converted these journal entries, these transaction into journal entries, and those are recorded in journal. We have journalized the transaction available in the question. All right. And now our second responsibility is to convert these journal entries into ledgers. Since there are three elements: discount, cash, and bank. Discount, cash, and bank. There are three elements. So we will see if all three elements are present over here. One thing I should have been shared with you, we are doing illustration number 1, and since it's just for the beginners, so you won't see all of the three elements present over here. There might not be any discount, might not be any bank, so it would be associated with only one column, and that is cash. It is the reason with which this cash book will be called single column cash book. If there are two elements like cash and bank, you will call it double column cash book. If it is associated with three things, three elements, discount, cash, and bank, that would be called triple column cash book. Most probably we will be related with single column cash book, as there are only and cash entries present in the journal. Okay, we will start posting, and it is now a very good chance to learn how to post journal entry into a ledger. For this, rule is very simple. You will see whose ledger we are preparing. These are three names: discount, cash, and bank. For example, you are preparing cash ledger. So what you will do, you will see if cash is present in your transaction, you will pick. And secondly, you will see where cash is written. If cash is written on debit side, choose debit side of the cash book and post in debit column of the cash. And if cash is present on credit side, like you are looking at this entry, cash is credit, you will go to the credit side of the cash book and will write amount in cash column of credit side. Rule is simple: debit do debit, credit do credit. Cash is debit, post in debit side. Cash is credit, post in credit side. First entry we are doing, there are two elements in this entry, but only one element is associated with cash book. One thing I should add over here: if in journal entries there is no cash, no discount, or no bank, you will skip that transaction. Like we have two elements and we are associated with only one element, then what we will do for the capital? Skip it, leave it. If you are making cash book, you will be focusing only upon three element: discount, cash, and bank. So what I was saying, there are two elements in this entry, but only one element we are associated with is cash, and cash is debited with 2 lakh. Go to the debit side of the cash. This is debit side and this is cash, and write down the amount. This is your first step. Do not write anything before writing the amount. 2 lakh rupees you have posted. What term I'm using? Posted. So you have posted first cash into its ledger. Now see what is the reference. How you will write the reference? As you were concerned with the cash which was written on debit side, now see what is written on the opposite side, that means credit side. At opposite side, capital is written, so you will use this word as a reference. In particular column you will write capital. Okay, now see the date is 1, so you will mention 1 in date column. In this way, first journal entry has been posted into the ledger. Entry 1 was having only one element, and this element has been posted into the cash book. Entry number 1 is completed, so you may mark it as it has been done. Now why we are changing color of date, why we are mentioning it as it has been completed? Because there are two chances. When there are so many entries, so there might be possible of doubling to post one journal entry twice into the ledger. There are chances because these entries can be mixed. When you will mark, it means entry has been done, so there will not be any chance of repeating this entry. And sometimes what will happen, you can, in presence of these many entries, some of the entries can be skipped. First fear was we should not have doubled the posting, and second fear is some entries can be skipped. So when you will mark it, it means we are assuring ourselves that we have posted this journal entry into the ledger. That means fear of skipping and fear of repeating the entries would be ended if you will mark any entry when you will complete it. Hopefully you people have understood the purpose of marking the date when entry has been completed. So now we are on entry number 3. There are two elements over here, but only one element we are associated with is cash. Cash is credited with 140,000. We will go to the credit side of the cash book, and there, this is credit side of the cash book, and there you will write the amount which was 140,000, I think. Okay, you have written amount 140,000, and now see the reference. As I have told you that you will see what is written on the opposite side. Since cash is written over here, what is written on the opposite side? That is purchase. So you will write buy purchase in particular column. Why we are using by? It is rule. Whatever you will write on credit side of particulars, you will use another additional word which is by, and this would be just like the coefficient of any sentence. This is coefficient by. Now see the date. It is 3. Mention date in date column as 3, with which what had happened, you have completed entry number 3. In entry number 3 there was only one element, and that element was cash, which has been posted. Entry number 3 is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Now we are on entry number 5. There are two elements, but we are related with only one element, which is cash, and cash is credited by 2000. Go to the credit side and write in cash column 2000. Now see its reference, that is stationery. Stationery is written on the opposite side. Write stationery with an additional word of by, and now see the date, which is 5. So here you will mention 5 in date column. In entry number 5 there was only one element, which was cash, and has been posted. It means entry is completed, so you will mark entry number 5 as completed. Entry number 7 is next, where there are two elements, but we are related with only one element. Cash is debited by 80,000. Okay, so you will go to the debit side of the cash and will write 80,000 over here. Now you will see the reference of this entry, which is sales. So you will write 2 sales over here. On debit side you will write 2. On credit side you will write buy. Now see its date, which is 7. So you will be writing 7 in date column. In this way, 7th entry has been completed, as there was one element of cash and has been posted to the debit side. Entry 7 completed. You will mark it as it has been done. Next entry is entry number 10, where there are two elements, trade expense and cash, but we are associated with only one element, which is cash, and cash is credited by 2000. You will go to the credit side of the cash book. In cash column you will write 2000. All right, now see its reference, that is trade expense. So you will write trade expense over here. And what is date? Date is 10, so you will mention date 10 over here. In this way, 10th entry has been completed, as there was only one element to be posted, that was cash, and has been posted. Entry number 10 is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Next entry is 11. There are two elements, but we are associated with only one element, which is cash. Cash is debited by 20,000. Go to the debit side of the cash, write down 20,000 over here, and now see the reference. What is written on the opposite side of cash? It is sales. So you will write sales over here and mark its date, which is 11. Here you will be writing 11 in date column. In this way, entry number 11 was having only one element to be posted, that was cash, and we have posted. Entry 11 completed, so you will mark it as it has been done. Next entry is 14. There are two elements, only one element is associated with cash book, and that is cash 10,000. You will go to the debit side of the cash and will write 10,000 over here. Now see its reference. What is written on the opposite side of cash? That is Asif. So you will write Asif over here. Now see the date, which is 14. So you will write 14 over here. This way, entry number 14 was having only one element cash, which is posted. Entry number 14 is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Next entry is 15, where there are two elements, but we are associated with only one element, that is cash. Cash is credited by 20,000. Go to the credit side of the cash and write 20,000 over here. Now see its reference. The reference, what is written on the opposite side of cash? That is Qadir. So you will mention name of Qadir in particular column with an additional word of by. So here you will write by Qadir. Now see its date, which is 15. So you will mention 15 the date column. In entry number 15 there was only one element cash which has been posted. It means entry number 15 is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Now next entry is 18, where there are two elements, but only one element will be associated with the cash book, and that is cash, which is 6,000 credit side. So you will go to the credit side of the cash and will write 6,000 in cash column. Now see its reference. What is written on the opposite side of cash? That is drawings. So you will write buy drawings in particular column. Now see its date, which is 18. So you will mention 18 in date column. This way entry 18 was having only one element, that was cash posted. It means entry number 18 is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Now next entry is 22, where there are again two elements. Only one element we are associated with is cash, which is credited. Go to the credit side of cash and write 40,000 over here. See its reference. What is written on the opposite side? That is purchase. So you will mention here buy purchase. What we are doing, whatever we will write in particulars on credit side, we will be writing buy, an additional word with it beside this, and whatever we are writing on the debit side of the cash book, we will use the word to as coefficient. Buy purchase. Okay, now see its date, which is 22. So you will be mentioning 22 in date column. This way entry number 22 we had completed, as cash was supposed to be written on credit side of cash book. We have written entry number 22 completed. Mark it as it has been done. Now entry number 25 we are up to. There are two elements, but we are associated with only one element, that is cash. As cash is debited by 90,000, go to the debit side of the cash and write 90,000 in cash column. Now see its reference. What is written at opposite side of cash, which is sales, that is sales. So you will write two sales in particular column. And now see its date, which is 25. So you will write 25 over here. 25th entry was having one element cash, which is now debited in the cash book, means entry is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Now we are on 27th entry, where there are two elements, but only one element is related with cash book, that is cash. Cash is credited by 4,000. Go to the credit side and write 4,000 over here in cash column of credit side. Now see its reference, that is electricity bill, which is written on the opposite side of the cash. Mention here by electricity bill. All right, now see its date, and date is 27. So you will mention 27 in date column. In 27th entry there was one element to be posted, that was cash, and now we have posted it. Entry 27 is completed, mark it as it has been done. Next entry is 31A, where there are two elements, but we are associated with only one element, that is cash, which is credited by 10,000. Go to the credit side of the cash and write 10,000 in cash column of credit side. Now see its reference. What is written on the opposite side of cash? That is salary. So you will be mentioning salary in the particular column with an additional word of by. Here you have posted salary. Now see the date, which is 31B. So you will be writing date in date column as 31, but write down B as well, as we have used alphabet as well. 31B was having only one element to be posted, that was cash. We have posted, it means 31A is completed. Now mark it as it has been done. Next entry is 31B, where there are two elements, but only one element will go to the cash book, that is cash, which is credited by 3,000. Go to the credit side of the cash book, write down 3,000 in cash column, credit side. Now see its reference. What is written on the opposite side of the cash? That is rent. So mention here rent with an additional word of by. Now see its date. I know it's 31B, but I just want to let you know how you will be attentive with each and every detail of the questions. It's 31B. We have seen, and now we are writing over here 31B, and I think upper entry was 31A and we have written 30B. First entry was 31A and now 31B. Rent 3,000. As you can see, 31A was having salary. So 31A salary, and 31B is having rent. So in 31B you have posted rent. Okay. Amount has been written. It means 31B was having only cash to be posted in cash book, and we have posted. It means 31B is completed. Mark it as it has been done. Okay. So hopefully you have seen that in first step we have generalized all the transaction present in the question. In second step we have taken these journal entries and started posting into the cash book, where there was only one element to be posted, that was cash. That is why it would be called single column cash book. And what we have done, if cash was present in the entry on debit side, we have posted cash on debit side. If cash was present in transactions on credit side, we have posted that cash on credit side. This way second step has been completed. Now what is next step? This is called balancing. Next step is to balance these ledgers. Okay, for balancing there are some steps. It's very good moment for you to understand how to balance any ledger. When you will learn this method of balancing, you can balance any ledger of any other nature. Like if you are making ledger for purchase, ledger for sales, ledger of capital, method would be same. The balancing method, or the method to balance your cash book, does have three steps. Step number one, if you want to balance the cash ledger, what you will do, you will add all the amounts present on debit side of the cash book. I will take help from Excel. I will just ask Excel to add all the amounts present on debit side of the cash book, and here we have the total. What we have done, we have summed up all the amounts present on debit side. But in calculator, what you will do, 2 lakh plus 80,000 plus 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 90,000, and then you will write sum on any rough side, not exactly at the total of cash debit side. Do not do it. Write total on anywhere else, not at the exact total of cash debit side. Same procedure you will do for the credit side of the cash book. Here you have credit side of cash column, and these are the number of items present on credit side. I will take help from Excel and will ask Excel to sum all amounts present on credit side, and here within a short period I have got the total of credit side. It is 227,000 credit side, 4 lakh on the debit side. What we have done, we have summed all the amounts present on debit side and had written the total at a rough page or rough place. Then we have summed up all amounts present on credit side and we have written the total of credit side. Step number 1 is completed. Now what is step number 2? It is just to make comparison of these totals. Debit side total is 4 lakh, credit side total is 227,000 or 2,27,000. After making comparison, you will decide which amount or which total is larger total. Here, debit side total is 4 lakh, credit side total is 227,000. So larger total is 4 lakh. Now at original side of total, you will write the larger total. Larger total is 4 lakh. So you will mention 4 lakh on debit side total. Here is debit side of the cash and you have written total or a larger total on debit side, and surprisingly you will be writing same larger total on credit side as well. Here there will be an objection. You will be saying that when we have summed the credit side, sum of amounts present on credit side total was 227,000 while we have written 4 lakh rupees. It's a method of balancing. Step number 2 has been completed where we have seen what was the larger amount and larger amount is posted on total of both sides. Next step is to balance, and here just above the total you will see how much amount is less than of this total. Original total was 227,000 and this is larger total. The deficient amount would be written over here, with which what will happen, the total of all the amounts present on credit side including this balance will become the same total. Okay, now I'm just going to do the balance. What I have said, I'm repeating it. The total of this credit side was actually just 27,000. Okay, since we have not completed our formula, that is why this error is coming. Just ignore it. Total of credit side was 227,000 while we have written the larger total on both sides. Now the next step is whatever the amount is deficient you will write over here. How would we know how much amount is deficient to 4 lakh? For this purpose you will subtract smaller total from the larger total. Repeat it, you will subtract smaller total from the larger total. Larger total, you know that it's 4 lakh and you will subtract smaller total which is 227,000. So here the balance had arrived, that is 173,000. Now when you will add all amounts present on debit side, the total would be 4 lakh and it will be correct. And when you will add all the amounts present on credit side including this amount of balance, you will get the same total, that is 4 lakh. It is called balancing. And what it is showing, please give me your brain for the time being. Cash debit side is showing how much amount you have received. Cash credit side is showing how much amount you have paid. When you have subtracted total of what you have received and total what you have paid, this is showing what you have paid. When you have subtracted what you have paid from what you have received, you will come to know this amount is still present in your hand, and that is why it is called balance. So you will mention balance over here. How did you calculate this balance? You have subtracted smaller total from larger total. Larger total was debit side. Debit side was showing how much cash you have received. Credit side was showing how much amount you have paid. When you will subtract how much amount you have paid from how much amount you have received, you will get the amount which is still in your hand, you haven't spent. This is also called your cash in hand. Answers are normally given in the book, and you can mention the answer is 173,000, which is written on the next page. I have checked it out and it is 173,000, in which what had we achieved, that all the transactions present over here are generalized correctly, amounts are posted correctly, and the next step what we have done, we have posted these journal entries into ledgers. All ledgers amounts are posted correctly. We have summed all the amounts on both sides correctly, and the balance as it has been matched, it means balance is also correct. In this way we have completed our question. After taking this much time, still if you have any query, you can ask your question on comments, you can message me, you can text me, or even if you want to know everything about journal or ledger, you can directly meet me as well. We were solving illustration number 1, and hopefully we will meet again for the solution of any of the other question, inshallah, surely. And up till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm just requesting you to pray for me as well. Thank you very much for your time. Please permit me. Allah Hafiz.